Hi, this is Curt and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
Okay, let's go to Colorado. I have a hard time understanding this, frankly, but I will. So look, here are the facts, and I'll say why I'm shocked. So a Colorado firefighter who's responding in, I guess, a mini pumper or something, like a wildland SUV type vehicle, is he was responding to a tree stump on fire. Which, let's not say that that's nothing, right? Because fire goes through tree roots and can pop up somewhere else. In any event, but it's in Colorado and it's in a park. So I don't know what Colorado's homeless. I know Denver has a big homeless population. I don't know what their parks are like with homeless. I suspect this was a homeless person. In any event, as the driver's driving, he sees a pile of blankets, allegedly, in the park, and he drives over them. He didn't see a body, but apparently he should have known that there was a body underneath, and he runs over a body and he's charged with a misdemeanor for careless driving. Look, if this was in my hometown and you're driving through a park and you ran over a pile of blankets and a person was under there, you wouldn't think there's homeless people under there. So I don't know, right? It's certainly interesting, but the department, to his credit, has left him on the job. He's a longtime firefighter there. He's not been removed. And I think that's a smart thing to do if I was a lawyer for the city, because what's next coming after the criminal charge is the lawsuit. I'd be saying, listen, we stand by this guy. I don't know. I mean, I throw it out to the viewers. Is it really reasonable in your area to be forced to assume that a pile of blankets has a person underneath? If you're driving through Battery Park in the island in New York City, yeah, you probably should assume there's a lot of homeless. If you're in LA driving down, Ocean Ave or certain avenues and you see a pile of blankets, yeah, don't run over them, probably homeless, right? I don't know in Colorado in this park what it's like, nor whether they should know. Why you would run over an elevated pile of anything kind of blows my mind, but whether that rises to the level of criminal, right? It might be negligent, probably isn't reckless, but again, I don't know their park system.
Yeah. The facts reminded me of three other cases that we've covered, or you and I haven't covered, but I've covered in the blog, and I think are interesting. One, and I forget the state, but it was in fact, I think it was North Carolina. I was in North Carolina, and they had basically a four-wheel drive truck going on a beach for a rescue, and it came over a dune and ran over somebody laying on a blanket. Okay, and there was a question: could they see? They couldn't see, but they ended up coming down on a person who was on a blanket. They had no reason to believe that there was someone on the other side of the dune, but
except that it's a beach.
So that was case number one. Case number two, I don't know if you remember this one. It was was an Air China airplane crash, and
let's not talk about this. I'm getting on a plane in 2 hours, so I don't want to talk about airplane crashes.
No. Well, it was there was a plane crash, and some of the victims were able to get themselves out. One of the foam units drove through the foam and ran over a young girl. That one.
And I think all of these go to, should you have anticipated that there would be people where you ran them over?
And then the third one was Yukon. I don't know if you remember this one, but there was again, factually, there's a couple of different versions of it, but a young gal was out drinking, and like most college students would be on a Friday, Saturday night, whatever. And however, whether somebody left her there or she ended up laying against the Apparatus door at the fire station on campus. They had a run at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and they opened the doors, and she apparently kind of slumped in, but they were already in the truck and they couldn't see. There's, how it goes. They couldn't see down below. Right. And so those three plus this one all kind of raised that question about making sure that the area in front of you is clear.
Right.
And it's in hindsight, after the fact, it's pretty obvious, but I don't know how you manage that in real time.
Right. And I think with all of those, the question should be, should you have reasonably anticipated it? Right. And look, on a beach.
In hindsight.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Right.
Hindsight, I'd win every lottery.
Right.
Anyway, but while we're on Colorado, obviously Curt and I send our, sympathies and, out for the Colorado Springs shooting. Firefighters know Colorado Springs because we have the memorial out there, in Colorado Springs. So, firefighters are well used to that area. So, horrible thing, but hey, at least, people stepped in and, subdued the person, with his own gun, I guess. Okay.